I have a question for you this morning.
Okay.
I want to know, is it good to fight in marriage?
Is it good to fight in marriage?
Yes.
The short answer is absolutely. The longer, more qualified answer is when I say fight and you say fight, we're not talking about verbal abuse, psychological manipulation. We're not talking about things getting physical where it would be domestic violence. But if you mean disagreements that get a little heated, a little intense, a little animated, that should be expected in marriage. And that doesn't mean your marriage is unhealthy at all.
Well, and I think that right there is where I was headed next, because it seems like a lot of people believe if we fight in marriage, then there's really something wrong with our marriage.
Yeah, that is the way a lot of people think. And the issue isn't if you're fighting, and the issue isn't really even how often you're fighting. What most marriage experts will tell you is the important thing is how you fight. That's the difference between a healthy fight and an unhealthy fight, a constructive fight and a destructive fight.
Would you actually say that there are benefits to fighting in marriage?
Yeah, I mean, number one, your trust goes through the roof, because if you've really had a fight, what you've done is you've shown how invested you are in the relationship, and you back that up with some emotion, you back that up with some intensity, um, and when you can truly be yourself and share your opinions and share your differences, and it's done in a respectful way, and your spouse is going to respond, in good faith to what you said, man, your trust goes through the roof. You know, it's when we move forward that things like intimacy grow, and you can't move forward if you're holding back.
Yeah,
So
great point. Great point. So
the
what I
way forward, yeah.
Yeah. So what I hear you saying is that what you know to be true about fighting is when it's done well, and we have capacity to do it well, that your marriage actually can grow. It can be catalytic in nature,
Yes.
and that it's taking you to a different place than you were before. So deeper intimacy, more willingness to be vulnerable, more transparency, which means that you actually know each other better.
Right. Right. Like, we operate under this assumption that, we're two different people. We're two very different people that said, I do. And
Yes.
those differences didn't go away when we said, I do. They're still there.
Yeah.
But, the intimacy that you're talking about, the growth in trust, you want your marriage to benefit from those differences. And your marriage can't benefit if they don't ever get expressed.
Yeah.
And if you're afraid of, volume, intense emotions, if you're conflict avoidant, you're never going to get to that place where you can be yourself, share what you truly believe, and put your differences to work for you.
Which is what couples really say they want, is
Yeah.
ability to have that kind of communication. Okay. So with the short amount of time that we have left, give me, for someone who's listening to this and saying, I have no earthly idea how to have a good fight,
Yeah.
what would be 2 or 3 tips that you would give to someone to help them venture into this territory that might be very intimidating for them?
The world of fighting right and fighting the right fight. Number one, I would say plan your fight. Like, pick a night. And it sounds silly, it sounds counterintuitive, but
Oh,
say
like getting out the boxing ring and all of
yeah,
that.
have a ring announcer, and you say Tuesday night at 7:30. We're gonna be in a place where, we're not gonna be interrupted. And the important thing here is respect. Okay, respecting each other. So we're going to take turns talking and listening. There's no interrupting, and you can set a timer for the round. You know,
Yeah.
like this fight is going to be one round of 5 minutes for each person, and for 5 minutes they have the floor.
Yeah. Okay.
And,
What's
hopefully, um, you're separating the person from the behavior, the problem from the person, not attacking the person.
yeah.
And you're using I statements like I think, I feel, I need,
Yeah.
not you statements like you always, you never. That kind of talk isn't going to get your relationship anywhere. But go ahead and plan a time and agree on it. Agree on what the rules are going to be. If it's going to be 3 minutes of uninterrupted speaking time for each person. No bringing up the past in a hurtful way, to throw it in someone's face. Like, make up your rules and
Yeah.
fight nice.
I'm not sure people think about fight and nice all in the
I
same.
know.
We'll go there. So really what I hear you saying is that fighting is a good thing when it's done in a constructive way, and that even if you are not used to being constructive in the way that you disagree or deal with conflict, you can learn that.
Yeah.
It's a skill that can be learned.
And probably, since opposites attract, probably one of you is conflict avoidant and is going to have to learn to be bold, be brave, speak up. And there's probably one of you that like loves the battle and can be loud and intimidating. And that person is going to have to dial it down. One person's going to have to dial it up. One person is going to have to dial it down and make sure that both people feel like they got heard.
Wow. Great words. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Absolutely.